All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Just wanted to do this video here. Um, pretty much gonna title it "Comply Until You Can't." Okay, and it's the spirit. I was I was actually explaining to my mom. I was talking to her about it. I was like, hey, with the whole the policies that they're bringing and so on and so forth, it's gonna be it's only a matter of time until it hits. They try to enact something that is just it crosses the line. It's only you can use wisdom, all right, to an extent, but it's there's gonna be a line that's gonna be drawn soon enough, all right, and you're gonna be put in a position of an ultimatum. But until you get to that point, what I'm saying, you gotta comply, okay, with what Esau says for now, okay, until you can't anymore. And the Apostle Ramlab had done a PSA, okay, telling brothers who are out there in certain areas, if you gotta wear a mask, or something to cover your face, you go ahead and do so, all right, because hey, as the scriptures say, man, we gotta be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, so we still got to do the work. Okay, but if there's a way that you can, Esau is trying to make it difficult to do the work. All right, difficult but not impossible. Okay, so long as it's still possible, you do it, but you just got to be adjustable. You got to be flexible. You know, they're trying everything they can to try and make it so difficult that we don't do it anymore. But the more they bring it, we roll with the punches. Okay, because we understand that we're still in captivity. All right, these Edomites, all right, these elites, they are the slave owners. Okay, so there's certain things that we'll win the battle by using wisdom, man. Okay, because we're not in our kingdom right now, so certain things we can't do, and certain things we just have to comply with, man. Okay, so it says, this is Matthew chapter 5 verse 2. Now, when they bring it to the point of mandatory vaccinations, mandatory microchipping, see, at that point we're not gonna comply. At that point, because that at that point is in direct conflict with the word of the Lord. Okay, and that's why I mentioned the ultimatum, where it's either what Esau says or what the Most High says. In the scriptures it doesn't say you going off if you wear a mask. If you cover your face. Okay, so if they're making it mandatory wherever you at to do that, yeah, go ahead and do it. Okay, but when they talk about taking a chip, now that in the scriptures you're not supposed to do that. So at that point, look, we're not doing it, and we're just gonna put our trust in the Lord. So this is Matthew 5:25. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Okay, and right now, if they say this is what the order is, then comply with it. Hey, if an officer walks up to you and tells you, hey, where's your mask, be smart about, oh, I'm on my way to get one, or oh yeah, let me don't try to buck up and go, oh, what you mean mask? Well, I gotta wear a mask, or coronavirus ain't even real. Don't do that, okay? Because that's what they want you to do. You don't want to be thrown into prison for being an idiot, for not using wisdom. If you're gonna be cast into prison, if you're gonna be persecuted, let it be for the word's sake. Okay? So it says, agree with thine adversary quickly, because right now they have the power. You see, lest he deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. They have the power to do so. We don't have spiritual power physically right now. Okay? We're not in a kingdom right now. So right now we got to play our role. Okay? You have to play a role. So this is Matthew 22, verse 15. It says, then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. Now, we can learn from this, because this was the damn near the same predicament, 2,000 plus years ago. We were under the Romans, which were under the modern day Romans again today. Okay, America being Rome all over again. Okay, and so we're subject onto them just like we were back then. Now, back then, Yahushua was there with us, in the flesh. And so what he told us to do back then, if we're in the same scenario now, we can apply that. Okay? So let's hear what he said. It says, verse 16, and they sent out unto him, the him being Yahushai, their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of the Most High in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahushua perceived their wickedness. Now, if you're not getting it, you might think, well, wickedness. They just asked the question, why is that wicked? Because the intention behind it was, the keyword, they brought the Herodians. All right. Now, Herod, okay, he had his own private army, you could say, and then you had the Roman armies who were there as well. So if they came there to try and get Yahushua to basically say something that they can get him with. Oh, this man is promoting that you shouldn't pay tribute and you shouldn't do what obey Caesar. So let's get him on that. He can cause sedition and uprising. So Yahushua perceived that they wanted him to say something that they could use. That's why it says how they might entangle him in his talk. So they asked him specific questions. Oh Lord, you don't fear nobody. You're the Son of the Most High. You do what you want to do. So since you do what you want to do, what you still got to pay, tribute to Caesar? You still got to pay your tax? You still got to do that? It says, but Yahushua perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, who is this image and subscription? Because back then I think it was called minting or so, where they would the ruler would have their face, okay, or something that signifies them upon the money. There's at a certain point during the Jewish revolt, all right, Jake actually did that. They minted coins after them, and they had certain Hebrew characters on there, okay, prior to them being crushed by Vespasian and Titus, okay, during the revolt, I believe 66 to 70, okay, they actually did that. But nonetheless, it's a sign, okay, of who's in rulership. The same way today on the dollar bill, you have Esau on there, showing you that he's in rulership, he's in power. And that's why Mayor Amschel Bauer said what he said, that give me control of a nation's money and I care not who makes the laws. Because he knows whoever is in control of the money is the one making the laws. He's the one in true control. If you notice, whenever whatever empire was ruling, you could tell who was ruling based on whose face was on the currency. So it says, show me the tribute money, and they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, who is this image and superscription? And they say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto the Most High the things which are the Most High's. See? So the Most High doesn't need you to pay him money. He doesn't need you to go. Oh, I got $200 bills for you, Lord. I went to work. And I got all this money for you. No, what he needs from you is to put in the work to do the spirit. So what the Most High requires of you, you do that. And what the laws of the land require of you, you do that. So if Caesar requires you to pay tax, you pay tax. If they require you to wear a mask, you wear a mask. That's not infringing upon the Most High's laws. Okay, so you're able to still do the work. You're able to render unto the Most High the things that are His, and you're able to render unto Caesar the things that are His. It's called using wisdom. All right, so you're able to do what you got to do, so long as what you're doing in the world is not hindering what you're doing for the Lord. Okay, so it says when they had heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way. See, so we gotta be mindful of this, man. Okay, comply until you can't. Okay, right now there's no reason for you to get into an altercation, over being disobedient because they came out and said this, they came out and said that. We know what they're gonna do. Okay, we know how they're gonna come. The Lord said, when they shall come in like a flood, then He's gonna lift up that standard. So when our backs are against the walls, when there's no way out, that's when the Lord is going to step in, because there's literally no way out. But if there's a way out by using wisdom, and you just want to tempt the Lord's hand, what do you think is going to happen? You know, this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves." Now, if you know anything about sheep and wolves, sheep they don't have the upper hand against wolves. A wolf will tear sheep asses up. Okay, so if we send that sheep in the midst of wolves, because guess what? If a wolf attacks a sheep, that sheep is as good as dead. If a cop pulls a gun on you in the street, you're as good as dead. Because 9 times out of 10, they're gonna pull that trigger. Okay, so that's why it says agree with thine adversary quickly. Use wisdom so that you don't end up in the jaws of the wolf. Okay? It says, be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, don't draw attention to yourself. Okay, like a serpent. A serpent knows how to be wise, man. There's a reason the Lord compared a serpent. He used that example. You know, wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. When you see a dove, you don't start shaking in your boots. Okay, and the serpent, they're incognito, man. They blend in with their environment. Okay, and they try not to be noticed. But when they are noticed, you know what I'm saying, they'll either slither away or they'll get on the attack. But the point is, they know when to strike and they know when to lay low. You know, there's a lot of times when you might be walking in a grassy area and a snake will sense your presence and it'll go the other way because it knows. Look, there's a whole human right there, man. If I play my card the wrong way, I could be dead. So let me use wisdom, okay? Unless if I gotta attack them, I'll do it in a way they don't see me. Where I could bite them and release my venom, and and still do the damage. Okay, it's all that's why the scriptures say in wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, man. Okay, you gotta know these things, and you gotta know how to move with these things in your mind. All right, this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Hey, look, if you out there, you brothers there, whatever you teaching, and the cops come up there and they break it up and they tell you, look, bro, y'all can't be out here, da 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 da. Just comply, you know. Just use wisdom, man. No need to go back and forth. No need to just stand there dragging your feet, talking back. Look, because you know what? You know what they're gonna do? Especially now with this whole coronavirus thing, they got that law on their side. You know, they got the law on their side. Number one, they already hate us. They want us off the streets already. So why give them a reason? You know? Next thing you know, quote unquote, black Hebrew Israelites are contributing to the spread of coronavirus. You know? They're not following social distancing. You know, they're not complying with the laws of so next thing you know, they start targeting us. If they're gonna target you, let them do it for the Lord, for the word, man. Okay? So see that you walk circumspectly. Okay, circum meaning around and spec meaning to look. Okay, like a spectacle. So you gotta look around. You gotta watch your surroundings. You gotta watch and know how to move. Read the environment, read the atmosphere, and then move accordingly. Not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. So if the days are evil, then what? You gotta be more careful. Okay? Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Is the will of the Lord for you to go out there and argue with a police officer over wearing a mask? No, the will of the Lord is to go teach this word. So if you can teach the word, if you can do the will of the Lord and not get into trouble with law enforcement, then go ahead and do that. It's not difficult. Okay? Now when the time comes when, like I said, they talk about microchipping people and getting tested and vaccinated. See, that's a no-no. At that point, that's a no-no. And the Lord knows, all right, they're standing firm because of me. You know? Now that's my will. That's the Lord's will. You know what I'm saying? Not to take the chip. So at that point, we have no other way out but for the Lord to step in. Okay? You know, we don't have the option of this or that. No, they're gonna at some point they're going to make that microchip mandatory, the mark of the beast. Revelation 13 and 16. They're gonna make it mandatory. They're gonna make these vaccines mandatory. Okay? This is Luke chapter 6, verse 22. It says, blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and reproach you, and cast out your name as evil, for the Son of Man's sake. That's the key word right there. For the Son of Man's sake. Okay? Blessed are you when they do all this for the Son of Man's sake. So when they come after you, let it be for the word. Let it be for the Lord's sake. You know? Not for, your own stupidity. Okay, so finishing off, this is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. A perfect example was a couple months ago. They put Yahushua's name on the news saying it was anti-Semitic, demonizing it along with us. But over here, we glorify, all right? We glorify Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay? The world glorifies Jesus. We glorify Yahushai. Verse 15, but let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. See, not murderers, thieves, evildoers, busybodies. That's not of the Lord. Okay, that's not the Lord's will. That's not the work we have to do. So if you thrown in jail for doing one of these things, or you suffering for one of these things, don't call that catching hell for the Lord. No, you don't have to murder. You definitely do. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta steal. You don't have to be an evildoer. You don't have to be a busybody. Okay. So if you're going and doing that, and something bad happens to you, then you know what I'm saying. That's just you brought it upon yourself. Okay. It says, yet if any man suffer as a Christian, a follower of Yahushua, okay, an anointed, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on this behalf. See? So what you want to do is you want to suffer as a follower of Yahushua. Okay, that's when you can glorify the Lord. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't want to suffer as being disobedient or non-compliant. Okay? That's what Esau's trying to do. He's trying to get under your skin. With all these different regulations and laws and this and that. And they don't even know what they're doing. They want to open the economy. They don't want to open it. They want to do this. They can't do this. They got to, they're trying to push all this out there. But at the end of the day, you know what the scriptures say? Everything is in the will of the Lord, man. Everything is part of the Lord's movie. And the scriptures say, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. One thing I've noticed is every time they things look like they're getting good, something worse than before happens. Oh, there was a trade war. Things got bad. And then they signed a trade agreement. Trump and them was looking good. Boom, the Lord came with something else. So every time that the economy, things have calmed down. We've passed the peak. You know what I'm saying? We're ready to open some economies. Texas is trying to open next week. And, all these different things, easing the restrictions. They're saying peace and safety. Oh, we're in the clear. The storm is past. Oh, the storm is past, but now you got hurricanes and tornadoes that are right behind it. You just don't see them. You see, so it's not for us. It's not for you to get down or lose faith or feel like, damn, man, I thought this was it. And damn, they opening things back up. Look, the Lord is in control of it all, man. And he's about to hit them when they least expect it. It hurts when you let your guard down and you get hit. That's what the Lord is doing to them. He's setting them up. Okay, people oh yeah, things are going good. Things are going, boom. And they get hit. All right, so as the scriptures say, man, we got to watch and pray. Okay, watch these signs, measure them diligently, man. Watch the news, okay, and use wisdom in your life, man. As the scriptures say, walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord's willing, this was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.